Hello and welcome to the brand new edition of Smart Energy Podcast. I am your host SK. Smart Energy Podcast is dedicated to the news, policy, technology and products related updates from the solar and new energy including electric vehicles and hydrogen energy industry. Each episode we also invite industry leaders to share their expertise, insights, experience and strategies that can be immensely helpful in your own entrepreneurial journey. It is fantastic to have you tuning into this episode. It is going to be an interesting discussion that we are going to have today, and I know you all are going to enjoy this episode. We have invited Ebin Thomas, Regional Sales, SAE, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North Africa at Anyline GmbH to discuss the key challenges faced by the utility industry and how Anyline GmbH is helping the utility industry overcome the challenges using AI and other digital technologies. Anyline GmbH, founded in Vienna in 2013, has established itself as the market leader in mobile data capture. Using the newest and most innovative artificial intelligence approaches, Anyline enables any mobile device to process written characters and barcodes in real time, even when offline. While Ebin is working with Anyline for over 3 years, he is responsible for the growth and development of Anyline in the utility sector in Middle East, North Africa and Asia in particular. The latest developments include, among others, the implementation of anti-spoof AI-based OCR application for meter reading within the Tata Power ecosystem. Ebin is attending the Digital Utility India 2022 Summit that is taking place on 24th and 25th of November 2022 at Hotel Surya, New Delhi. Ebin, welcome to the Smart Energy Podcast.
Good morning, Santosh. Thanks a lot for the invitation. I'm really looking forward to the podcast.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, not bad. Just flew in the previous day. We almost reached at midnight from Austria and a bit of jet lag, but other than that, all well, everything good. And I'm really looking forward to the event.
So, Ebin, before we start the discussion, the Digital Utility India 2022 Summit is happening exactly 2 days from now. That is on 24th and 25th of November 2022. You are participating in this summit. What are you looking forward to from this summit?
As from Anyline, we're all eager to be a part of the Digital Utilities Summit happening this week on the 24th and 25th. With regards to the summit, we are looking forward to meet a lot of utilities around India who I'm pretty much sure that would participate in this digital utility event and to join hands with the utilities and help them to enable them to enhance within the digital world. So as of Anyline, we help utility companies across the globe, and this is our first footstep into the Indian market. And we are very much excited to meet all the utilities, tell more about Anyline and how we help utilities to digitize themselves in this era.
We all are looking forward to the Digital Utilities India 2022 Summit. Moving forward, Anyline has established itself as a leader in mobile data capture. Could you tell our listener more about the company and the products it offers?
Definitely. Beyond the European utility companies, Anyline works with major US, UK, African, and Asian utility providers. Anyline currently works with various European utility companies to offer meter scanning solutions. When I say meter scanning solutions, it can be in the form of energy, water, electricity, where the Anyline solution just has to be integrated into the scanning solution of the customers or the utilities application. And then we open the doors and provide the ability to scan their own utility meter, and the billing accuracy and the customer complaints massively reduces. And we would like to replicate the same to the Indian utility companies and help them move forward. So apart from utilities, there are a couple of verticals that Anyline works with. So let's say, for example, manufacturing industries, policing industries, the government industries, what I'm trying to say here is hospitality, then we've got retail, we've got automobile. Why the European police officers are using this? It's very simple. If they see a crime or if they come across a suspect, they normally check their IDs. They just take out their mobile devices and they just scan the ID or the license plate and they get the entire details on the phone. So they save a lot of time. Apart from this, as I was saying, Anyline mainly focuses on the utility and the energy industry, specifically with meter reading, as well as the tire and automobile industry. But however, thanks to the many different capabilities, we provide companies across many other industries, as I was saying in the beginning, mostly which is logistics, retail, police, government, banking, and many more. However, due to our presence in Europe, we are making sure that our scanning solution respects the GDPR rules regarding data privacy. We are also an ISO 27001 certified for the security of our solutions. This means any data that is scanned using our solution, it stays at the client side. None of the data is transferred or none of the data is used or seen by Anyline because this is against the GDPR rules. This is why our solution stays niche in the market. So we recently introduced an innovative tire scanning solution. Just by scanning the tires using your own mobile device, you would be able to understand the tire depth, and based on that, you would be able to calculate precisely how long, or let's say how further can this tire run on the roads.
What are the key challenges for the utility and energy industry, and how is Anyline, with the help of technology, helping them overcome these challenges?
Key challenges could be a lot of factors. So when we are looking specifically into the utility side, we know that there is something called as an NTL, non-technical losses. So with this non-technical losses, a utility is not producing revenue what they have to gain from the market. Now this is where Anyline solution helps in. So it can be due to multiple factors. An NTL can happen due to an error by the meter reader. If he enters an higher value, the customer would be billed higher. If the meter reader enters a lower value, the utility would be in a loss. When I'm saying values, it might be just a number that changes. But when you look into the overall factor, it's a minimum of $1 million that the utility is getting into as a loss. It can also be corruption. Due to corruption, there are cases where the meter reader does not bill the exact reading found on a consumer's meter. And end of the day, what happens is the utility does not bill the exact amount, and the power that is being consumed from the utility, that is not billed correctly, leading into an NTL, or let's say a non-technical loss. So this is one of the greatest challenges that we have seen in this market. And even we know that smart metering is running fast. We are there to help during this window. Let's say if we have a window of next 7 years where the utilities would completely transform themselves using a smart meter. But during the 7 years window, there would be still losses that would be incurred. And this is the gap which we would like to help and save for the utility. Even during the transformation of a normal or digital or an analog meter, the data that stays there to a smart meter, during the process of transformation, we could also help. The solution could be used to transfer accurate and the existing details from the traditional meter in the market to a smart meter. This window is what we would help. And as I was saying in the beginning, or if I did not mention this, the scanning capabilities works on any digital device equipped with a camera. It can be any smartphone or a tablet. It can also be a ruggedized device which runs on iOS, Android, and UWP for mobile usage. From an integration point of view, Anyline is always trying to support the development frameworks. So we support Flutter, Xamarin, Cordova, React Native that developers and integrators are using and loving. At the same time, Anyline makes sure that during the integration, our scanning capabilities are simple. It's very quick and easy to integrate to existing systems or even to new ones. The solution has the advantage of working in harsh conditions like low light or rain. We work even without an internet connection, which I'm pretty much sure it makes life a bit more easy. So if there is no internet connection and the meter reader is trying to scan a meter or any sort of data on a meter, the process would still work. The entire data will be on the cache memory of the device. And as soon as that device is online, this data is pushed back to the backend systems of the utility.
What is OCR and what sets Anyline apart from other OCR scanning solutions available in the market?
I'm pretty much sure that everyone knows what OCR means. It's basically optical character recognition. It defines the process of mechanically or electronically converting scanned images of handwritten, typed, or printed text into machine encoded text. It is basically turning the analog data into a digital format. The OCR scanning finds its place whenever people or businesses need to capture large amounts of data. It's faster to scan a serial number or the display of a utility meter than manually typing in the reading and typing text strings into a system, as OCR scanning eliminates any mistakes in data entry processes. So this is the basic definition of an OCR. Now, Anyline comes in beyond OCR. It's an artificial intelligence inside an OCR. This is exactly why we are helping countries around the globe. And as I said, why we stand apart from all the competitors is due to GDPR, the data security that you would have, point A. Point B would be the accuracy that you would have. So the OCR accuracy provides users with industry leading precision, meaning that it's virtually impossible for workers or customers to make an error. C, there's another factor called as time saving. While the technology scans about 20 times faster than a human can process the data, resulting in a significant decrease of the number of working hours that is required to complete a meter reading. D would be reduced worker stress. As we all know, with tight schedules and targets, high stress is common among utility field workers, wherein the solution helps workers to deliver an accurate meter reading quickly with less complexity, resulting in reduced workers' strain and a better job satisfaction, or even it's saving resources. Why? Because the decrease in labor means fewer expenditures and employees can perform better and more meter readings within the same time span. With fewer data errors, bills are accurate and there is less risk of delayed payments. There is even less argument with the quality of digital information with customers, as the easy to use system allows for photographs of the meter to become part of the invoice. So, per se, the spot billing, in other words. Why? Because the Anyline solution, as soon as it's capturing the analog data from a meter into a digital format, we have a minimum of 8 to 12 video frames that is processed under 1 second. And within this 1 second, the serial number, the data on the meter is captured, and a photograph is automatically taken from the best video frame that the SDK, the software development kit from Anyline process. So once the things are processed, you can send it for even direct spot billing, which is error proof. Then we could also touch base on the ROI, the return on investments. Why? Because thanks to its accuracy, the speed of execution, and the fact it doesn't require additional hardware investment, utility companies can generally expect an 80% return on investment while using the Anyline's meter reading solution.
Tell us more about your partnership with Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited. Is there any similar partnership with other utilities in the pipeline?
Definitely. So the team from Tata Power were searching for an innovative solution, and we crossed our paths in between. We started discussing about the solution. They understood that there are other OCRs out there, but once they understood what Anyline could do, then we started working together in collaboration. Both the teams worked together in fine-tuning the software development kit from Anyline, specifically for the Indian market. With a lot of hard work put into it, now we are spanning across all of the Odisha regions from Tata Power, combining the mobile data capture and the AI-powered anti-spoofing capabilities within the SDK, which prevents the fraud and errors. The new scanning solution is integrated into a mobile device of the field workers for gathering the meter readings. And by scanning the utility meters with their mobile devices camera, field workers are instantly able to capture the meter readings, which are also then verified by the Tata Power TPDDL or the respective discoms to detect whether the data and images submitted were genuine and accurate. When this process took place with the introduction of this solution, the company has, as in TPDDL, has been able to significantly improve the data quality of readings, while also at the same time reducing the cycle time of meter billing for customers. We were able to reduce almost 40% of customer complaints. The bills generated for the consumers were accurate. At the same time, the utility was able to save their non-technical losses. We are also partnering with the Central Odisha, the North Odisha, South Odisha, West Odisha from Tata Power to deploy the same solution of meter reading in the Odisha regions. And yes, many other companies are looking to integrate our solution. those utilities who does not know what Anyline can do, I would request to get in touch with us or feel free to download the SDK. Or the best case is during the digital utility event on the 24th and 25th of November, which is in the next 2 to 3 days, you would be even able to meet us in person and we can give you a live demonstration of what exactly we could do and how we do it.
What feedback did you get from Tata Power DDL after rolling out the meter reading solution in North Delhi?
As I said earlier, Santosh, we were able to reduce their non technical losses massively. And at the same time, from a customer point of view, the existing customers of Tata Power is becoming more and more happy. So 40% or beyond 40% of customer complaints were also reduced due to rolling out the solution in the market. And this is one of the key reasons why the other sister concerns from Tata Power Discoms are using the solution at present. They are they are at the integration level at present. Tata Power North, Tata Power South, Tata Power West. These companies, they are at the integration phase. And hopefully by end of this month, they would be going live as well. One key factor we always need to know is we are looking into AI. So, artificial intelligence means we need to train the system constantly with specific details to enable it to read specific meters in the field. And this retraining costs hundreds and thousands of euros. It's not something that we can do on a base level because this is AI retraining. Key feedback to all the listeners is that it's a bit time consuming. We need to have the patience. So let's say there are 100 meters out there, 100 types of meters, and 98 type of meters are readable off the shelf from Anyline, and 2% of the meter, or let's say two types of the meter, are not readable. We need to specifically undergo a retraining for this meter. And then once the custom SDK is deployed over the air through the neural networks, these newly trained assets reaches the SDK, and then after that, the utility would be able to use it flawlessly.
Traditionally, the power and utility sector in India is not considered cutting edge or innovative. How do you assess the potential for innovative solutions offered by Anyline for the power and utility consumers in India?
Massive potential, I would say. India is a market which is open to technology because I'm also an Indian, so I know my heart where it stays. And it runs into technology through India's power distribution sector, as it is dominated by state government utilities. At the same time, there is also a growing presence of private utilities who I feel would more likely to adopt futuristic technologies. As I said in the beginning, India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world today. And it's clear that one of the priorities of the country is to deploy a reliable and efficient power grid across all of the territory, ensuring customers are billed accurately to stay satisfied. So, this rapid development comes in with many challenges for the utility providers, one of which was the non technical losses coming from the meter reading process, which not only means revenue loss for the company, but also less reliable consumption data to plan on a new grid development or power supply preventions. The fact that data is so valuable today, even for the both state and the private utilities, the Anyline SDK is the perfect meter reading solution, specifically retrained and tuned for the Indian market. It is very easy to integrate into the existing systems or even to new systems. In some cases, companies have started scanning solutions in less than a week because the overall integration just requires 24 hours to 48 hours maximum. It doesn't even require a significant investment. The field workers can use the devices that they are already using. They can scan their utility meters and remove the need for the utility power to invest in additional hardwares. Thanks to its accuracy, the speed of execution, and the fact that you don't additionally require hardware investments, utility companies can generate a basic 80% ROI with using the solution. And we also help the utilities to fight and reduce their non technical losses. Beyond utilities, the policing or the governments or the airport authorities, manufacturing in India, these are certain areas which we need to tap into. As soon as Anyline is known, people will use it. Because we've got customers back in Europe, certain manufacturing customers, specifically in the automobile sector, like Toyota, for instance, or BMW, or Porsche, or Ferrari, they are using the Anyline solution during their manufacturing processes to scan serial numbers or tires or XYZ that you find analog on specific metals. So we help them to scan these certain engraved scriptures on the metal plates during the manufacturing process, and it is digitized. So no one has to stand there and manually scratch with a paper or enter or key it into a system, but rather just scan it on the go. As we know that Pune is one of the key areas where most of the manufacturing companies are, specifically in automobile. This is one of the key areas, or let's say the key industries that Anyline as a company would be able to help.
A big thank you, Ebin, for joining us on the podcast. It was fantastic speaking with you and understand from you how the technology is changing the utility industry.
Thank you, Santosh.
Before we end the podcast, a reminder that the Digital Utilities India 2022 Summit is happening on 24th and 25th of November 2022 at Hotel Surya in New Delhi. You can catch Ebin and other speakers at the summit, a great place to learn, connect, exchange and network with colleagues from the industry. If you have any questions about what you heard today or want more information on any specific topic, or you want to add to the conversation, you can drop a mail to me on santosh.smartenergy@gmail.com. Ask questions and keep the conversation going. If you like the podcast, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and recommend it to your industry colleagues. Thank you for tuning.